Alright, I'm going to attempt to walk you through an image map exercise. This is M9A2 assignments, objective 8.03 image maps at beginning. You need to download and open up this Word document. It'll give you a lot of behind the scenes stuff and basically give you more in detail what I'm telling you now. You also need to save these two images. I've saved them to my desktop already so I can work with them. And this is the code that we'll be using to implement the image map. We're going to be creating a client-side image map. That means that we're going to put the coordinates in our HTML so that when somebody clicks on an image, we will create a hotspot that will send them to another website. So we're going to use first the shape image. I've already used Paint Shop Pro and opened up the image for shapes. So go ahead, save your shapes image. You need to create a folder called Maps, and I'm going to go ahead and do that too. On the desktop, I'm going to create a folder called Maps, and I'm going to close this so I can put that image in the Maps folder. I'm going to copy, and you shouldn't have to do this if you create a map folder first. And then I'm going to paste, cancel, and then I'm going to open up the shapes image in the maps folder. We're not going to do shapes 2 right now, just shapes 1. We're going to do shapes 1 together, and you're going to do shapes 2 by yourself. Alright, so Paint Shop Pro is open to give us coordinates. If you'll notice down here, you have some numbers. That's an X number, and this is your Y number. So the first one we're going to take a shot at is, first of all, there's a few possible shapes we could use: rectangle, single point, circle, or polygon. We're going to focus on rectangles, circles, and polygons. So for the first one, if you just want to do a single point, you just find a point, and this one would be 431, 238, or anywhere. You can put that code in there, but that's very rarely used because someone would have to be at the exact right place to get that done. So the first thing we're going to look at together is we're going to look at the square. Alright, so we're going to find the coordinates of this square. So I'm going to put my mouse right at the corner, and my coordinates are 420 by 198. It doesn't have to be exact as long as it's close. So I'm going to go ahead and use the code from here, and we're going to go ahead and map the rectangle. A square and a rectangle are pretty much the same, except one square. So I'm going to open up Arachnophilia, and just going to open up a new page. And this is all deprecated, so we're just going to remove it, but it doesn't matter really that much. Alright, let's just get to work. So the first thing I'm going to do, according to this, is I'm going to go ahead and put the image in. I'm going to ignore the width and height on this one and just put use map. So in my code, if I move this over a little bit, and I'm going to image, search, or source, and type in shapes.jpg, use map equals, and if you'll notice it has a pound sign in front of it, and I'm going to do shape, close quotation. Alright. Now, will this work right now? No, because I haven't saved it. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to go to my desktop where I've created it. You will not be saved on your desktop probably. I'm going to name this shape1.html. Alright, if I preview this image, hopefully I'll see a shape. Very good. Now, notice that the mouse is just normal mouse cursor because I haven't created any hotspots yet. But that's going to change as we do this exercise. So we're going to do map name, map name equals, take a guess, and this one is planet map, and on this one it's going to be shapes. Now we have to define what shape we're working with. Right now we're working with a rectangle, so we're going to do area shape equals rect. And that lets it know that it's a rectangle. Now we need to find the coordinates. We got to find the top left and the bottom right. So we're going to go to chords equals, and what was our top left of our circle? Let's pull up our image. This time, as long as again as it's close, it's 420, 197. So we do 420, 197. Now we got to do the bottom right for the rectangle. As you can see here, bottom corner for rectangle. And that one's going to be 501, 269. 269. And now we have to put what we're linking it to. href equals sun. Well, we don't have any HTML documents to link it to, so I'm just going to link it to an outside website. Let's do href equals my website, http://tinyurl.com/Lane Freeman. And is there anything else? Alt sun. The alternate tag will check out my site. Alright, and then we have to close the map tag. Now let's cross our fingers to see if this works. Save, preview, and let's move our mouse to the square, and it's a hot point. And it says check out my site. So if you click there, you see how it did that little square there? It takes you to the website. And that's a hotspot. Alright, the other thing we need to do is a circle. So now we're going to do a circle. Area shape equals circle. Chords equal. Now the circle part's a little bit more complicated. We have to do a little bit of math. You'll see 3 numbers here. What you have to do is, if you look up here, you'll specify the coordinates of the circle center and then the radius. So how do we do that? Let's go to our image. We're going to do with this red circle here. Okay, so if you move to the center of the circle, you get something close to 295, 269, somewhere in that ballpark. So then, if you move straight across on the y-axis, you're going to get something around 380. If I move it over, about 375 and 262. The radius is going to be the difference between let's say 300 minus 378 minus 300. So our radius is 78. 378 minus 300. So that's pretty simple. So our coordinates are going to be 390. Well, let's do 300. So our circle is going to be 300, 269. And what was the difference between 300 and the other one? Like 78. So let's go double check that. 70. Let's do 78. And again, we have to do a link. href equals, we'll do http://www.ecps.us alt equals edge ECPS website. Alright, close that. Save the changes. And now that circle should be, there's our square, and here's our circle. Now the whole circle is a hotspot because it took from the middle point to the outside, and once I told it the radius, it kind of did like you did with the compass in geometry, and it spun it all the way around, so that knows that that's that. And the last one was a polygon. It's not as complicated. For polygon, you can put as many numbers as you want to. Just say area shape equals poly, and then the coordinates are going to be xy1, xy2. You can just continue to define it as you want to. So if I was making this one, I would do 177, 253, 266. Here's another coordinate, here's another coordinate, and that would make that whole thing. And here's you can do the yellow one, so maybe we'll do that. So I'll go area, shape, poly, chords equals, let's get us our coordinates. One is, let's do this one, the yellow piece of cheese looking thing, 303.33, 303.33. What wasn't it? 333. Okay. Then the next XY coordinates is going to be let's say 380, 310. 310. Let's do another one. 445, 338. 445, 338. 409, 389. 409, 389. A lot of coordinates. And then 337, 396. Right? 337, 396. 337, 396. Polygon. Let's just send them to href equals www.google.com. And I forgot to put my HTTP. And close it. Save my changes. Preview. And now that whole area should take me to Google's website. Okay? So now your job is to use shape 2 and do basically the same thing. And I want you to upload it, put it in the Dropbox in a folder called Maps. Okay? And I want you to put your picture file and your HTML document in your folder inside the Maps folder so that I can see that your coordinates and everything work. So picture 2 is going to look like this. You're going to do this sign, and you're going to do this, and you're going to